And the fireworks show has left a smoke lingering over this Bankwest Stadium. Are you not entertained, Andy Harper?
Sure have been. That first 45 was more like it for me. Sometimes in big games, sometimes in sort of any sport really, but in football, players and teams can dance around each other. But Western Sydney and Sydney thought, blow that, we're getting stuck into each other. It was great.
And Sydney FC were on top in the opening 10 minutes or so. Then Carl Robinson said to Ziggy Gordon, mate, I want you further up the pitch. He joins us now. Carl Robinson, that sort of ignited things, and you scored 2 goals in a hurry. You must be delighted.
Yeah, it did. I think it shows up momentum shifts in derby games, especially, doesn't it? We defended well. They were on top, but then we caught them with a quick counter and obviously a good finish.
You've had to use your bench a lot to play catch-up. Now you've got a different role to play 2-0 up. Does it change how you'll utilise your bench tonight?
We'll see. It's important, you know, for Manchester football has gone. The game is well in the balance. We've got to make sure we concentrate, defend like we did, and attack as well as we did in the first half as well, because we want that third goal.
Thanks for your time. Could be a massive night and result for the Welsh boss of the Wanderers. Visibility has gone down a cog or two after the halftime show, Harps.
Yeah, well, Bobo's already hit the turf 5 seconds into the second half, claiming he was battered by a Western Sydney player on the way through. So normal service resumed.
Mark Bosnich, can you see from one side to the other?
No, but I was just commenting to everybody down here what a brilliant light show it was, but the unfortunate consequence of it is that we can hardly see absolutely anything. So we'll be relying on you guys from the bird's eye view upstairs to talk us through this first, well, until the mist clears.
The Fox Sports cameras can capture anything, keep the viewer abreast of what's going on, as we have since the A-League began. There's Bratton, back to McGowan. Both of those players on a yellow card, as is Mitch Duke for the home team. After the first half feistiness, Ninkovic finding a little bit of space, tried to play it through the legs to Bobo. And playing safety first is Kamau at the back post. Just clutching at a hamstring after that.
Well, good early sight at the Wanderers' defence for Sydney here.
Johan on corner duty. Header in the middle is in for Sydney FC. Alex Wilkinson, less than 2 minutes into the second half, pulls one back. He doesn't score too many, and look what it means to the veteran. His 4th A-League goal could be priceless tonight.
What a strike back. And after thinking on the balance of that first half that the Western Sydney Wanderers had buried the ghosts of their defending corners, it's bite to back them in the bum. Bite them in the bum again. Wilkinson, criticised for his poor goal haul by Brenton Speed in the first half, rises high and nods it home, points to the bench, and the skipper says, here we go, boys.
Unable to smash home the volley in the first half, but with his head was precise. And Margush couldn't do anything about it in the Wanderers' goal. So no clean sheet for either club tonight in the derby. It's game on. Barbarouses is offside just as they go into the area. Ninkovic, and the referee said put that flag down. So presumably Sean Evans has seen a Wanderers defender play at that ball and play Barbarouses onside.
What a chance. And if it's such an intervention from the ref, well done, correct. Natta didn't make any impression. He didn't want to bring a penalty about. A wonderful opportunity for Ninkovic, and still from Sydney from the corner.
Johan, out comes Margush. Sydney FC turning up the heat. Barbarousis letting the air out of the balloon a little with a poor pass. And there's no controversy about that non-award of the offside moments ago, because nothing came from the corner. And that's the touch off the defender that played him onside. So good awareness from Sean Evans, helping out Nathan McDonald. The smoke may be a factor. He's saying, mate, you've been blinded by the smoke. There's been a touch off the defender there. Now a mistake. Can Sydney FC capitalise? Barbarousis is not having a great season decision-making wise.
He didn't have a great moment then. Knows it. Wants to get into gear. Mark Natta slipped. That was Ziegler, rather. Apologies to Natta. Ziegler slips. Magical moment again for Sydney. They've scored one and they've had two unbelievable opportunities otherwise. And we're just 5 minutes in now to the second half.
Of course, taking his time with the goal kick. Asking for the throw, not getting any joy. Coming back for the foul on Grant. Sydney FC turned it around last time. They fell behind 2-0 just half an hour in. Early in that 17-18 season, they did fight back to claim the equaliser around the hour mark on that night and take a point. Controlled possession throughout, 2/3 of it. And in the second half, it's nudging 80. Lovely touch from Grant. Good read by Aquilina, getting in the passing lane. Duke chested it down for Kamau. Dorrans goes back to Mitch Duke, who's away, but going on off the ball between Kamau and Grant. Troisi has options in the middle here. Oh, Duke trying to get there at the near post. Bowled out to Retre. Taken off his toes by Troisi. And Bobo upended much.
Well, it's those really rapid-fire transitions. A player loses a touch, doesn't see a defender coming on from the blind side or doesn't anticipate. And the Wanderers have looked most dangerous from those exchanges. Look at the free kick now.
Attacking the RBB end. What a sight that is. Active fans packed in. Chipped in by Troisi, and the header on target from Ziggy Gordon. The smoke is a clearing bozzer, and it's set up beautifully in this second half.
Absolutely fantastic. And look, you know, we always say that, you know, every minute in a game is important, but there are some minutes that are more important than the others. First and last 10 minutes of each half, and for Sydney to score in that first 10 minutes was absolutely vital to them. Since then, the Western Sydney Wanderers pretty much taken up the same MO as they did in the first half. We saw just recently here Sydney FC building up an attack like this, and Ryan Grant going forward. And where did Wanderers attack? The side that they were attacked from, and it causes problems for them. Game is so well poised.
Grant will latch onto this. Barbarousis has tried to play him back in. Suggestions it may have struck a hand, fall on deaf ears. And Troisi was fouled. Another relieving free kick for Western Sydney. The home record this season for Western Sydney hasn't been good enough. 11 points out of 27 claimed at this home venue. And Alex Wilkinson has designs on keeping them on 11 points out of 30 after tonight. Sydney FC trying to work a comeback miracle here in the derby. The width from Grant. No try. Ninkovic. Down Johan in behind. Chance in the middle. Oh, he's missed an empty net. Bobo couldn't believe his eyes when the ball bounced back his way. And he's contrived to put it wide.
Difficult chance. Nicely worked opportunity, though. Johan's been great tonight, and the ball bounces for him. He's got 0 reaction time. And he's past the post, which is important. Because, needless to say, you haven't got a lot of opportunity there to reset yourself and find the goal, but the Wanderers creaking again.
It's a desperation from the Scots again, the former Scottish junior chess champion. I wonder if the kids that he used to take down on the chessboard are tuning in back in the UK, just watching Ziggy Gordon, who switched attention to football after racking up the checkmates back home. Did a nice little piece on the Wanderers website as well, taking down Daniel Margush and Bruce Kamau at the same time on the chessboard recently. Aquilina making a run. Troisi finds him. And across the face, unable to find a teammate. Retray. Looking for the speed of Baum Johan, who's timed this run beautifully. Barbarousis in the middle. Can he finish it off? Still a chance for Bobo. And look who's there again. Ziggy Gordon with an important touch. King for Bratton. He must have thought about it. Baum Johan, read by Natta. It's another nearly moment for Barbarousis in the middle. Couldn't get on the end of that. Decent ball in from Baum Johan, it appeared. Ninkovic let it run, anticipating Bobo might be there.
Well, they're setting their attack up really nice, Sydney. And I guess half like you, Brenton, if this is what you were expressing. Baum Johan hits that ball in, and you're just thinking Barbarousis is going to get on the end of this, and then it flashed past him.
First boss to go to their bench is Carl Robinson. He's asked Keanu Bacchus to get ready. Not quite 100% either. The knee an issue for the youngster. So he wasn't a starter tonight. Retray. Go to King. Bobo. Earns a corner.
That's nice play from Sydney. Changing places nicely, working the spaces. Baum Johan breaking down. There's where you thought Costa might have got it. And Ziggy Gordon, really, that's a high risk but a great return, because he could have clipped a hill for a penalty, but he got the touch on the ball.
That time it's Duke. Back in by Baum Johan. Had the depth, but not in time.
Well, he's got the taste for it tonight. Baum Johan against the team which brought him to Australia. Mitch Duke strong in heading that ball clear, and Baum Johan backing his technique. Why not? He's got superb technique.
Keanu Bacchus about to come on for the Wanderers in place of Jordan Much.
First change of the night. Started for the first time in 8 games tonight. Last couple of games he has started. The Wanderers claimed all 3 points, including when he scored the winner and in Ballarat against Western United. Replaced by the Ollie Roos candidate. There's that knee strapping for Keanu Bacchus. Oh, big elbow thrust out, and it appeared to catch Rattray right in the chops. Referee Sean Evans said, "I'm okay with it on first inspection." How does VAR view it, I wonder?
Well, miscontrol in a difficult situation. Unusual from Ninkovic. Well, it wasn't a swinging arm necessarily, but it was certainly out, and players, Mark Rudan, will be watching this with great interest, because we had one of these, although it wasn't from a jumping situation, which was what stung the Western United player a couple of weeks ago.
Is he being asked to come over and check the monitor? I think he is. Chris Griffiths-Jones. No, it's just the 4th official for now. Stephen Lucas has recommended a punishment. And for swinging the hand, James Troisi cops a yellow and not a red. And maybe he should cook while he's ahead. Not a swinging arm, you say?
He was up and reaching, right? He collected Paolo Rattray quite clearly across the bridge of the nose and needs to get punished for it.
Bozo, how do you see it?
Yellow card at most.
Rattray is okay. Just another Derby talking point. We've gone past the hour mark. Derby number 27. Wanderers on track for just their 7th win out of 27. Still work to do. Still plenty of time for Sydney FC to turn it around. Steve Corica. 28% win rate against Western Sydney. Clearly his worst strike rate against any opponent, which would frustrate him. What a ball that is. In between 4 Wanderers, 4 Baum-Johan from McGowan. Bratton couldn't keep the move going. Barbarousis found by Bratton delightfully. In by Grant, away by Ziegler. Oh, Rattray was looking at another collision. King takes it on. Breaks for Ninkovic. And Bernie Abini still down after that earlier clash. The referee is trying to let the game go when he can, but there are so many stoppages because players are going in hell for leather tonight.
Well, it was Bernie who thundered in there. And really the only reason a ref should be stopping the game or the ball before the ball's gone out is if he's worried about a head injury or a super serious injury. And if you're watching that one, you are not going to come to the conclusion on either count that the game needed to stop.
Might just be setting a drop ball record in the A-League tonight. It's Wilkinson, who did score for Sydney FC tonight. Breaking news. First time he's ever scored multiple goals in an A-League season. Doubled his tally in the 2021 season. Alex Wilkinson, after being stuck on 2 goals for the best part of a decade. Finally found his shooting boots. He did use his head tonight. Here's Natta under pressure. Still found Duke, who's been linking up wonderfully well with Kamau and Abini tonight. Troisi with guile, found Kamau, who shanked it. Out of play for the goal kick.
Great chance, nice build-up. Build through from Troisi. He's looked busy tonight. And it was a great cutback option. Kamau had the opportunity to maintain balance.
Double substitution on the way for the Wanderers, Japs.
And we see it's going to be Scott McDonald, who's only been at the club a matter of days. A surprising signing, according to many. A club that appeared to need strengthening at the back has instead gone out and let Daniel Georgievski go south to Melbourne City and picked up the former Brisbane Roar man, Scott McDonald. See how it works out tonight. Maybe it's put the strikers on notice because they came up with a couple of beautiful goals in the first half, Duke and Kamau.
Just been informed, gentlemen, it's going to be 3 changes.
He's already used the 1 substitution window. So this will be his second. 1 more change, 1 more player can come on for Carl Robinson after this triple change. So Scott McDonald now a Wanderer. After seemingly falling out of favour in Brisbane, or pitching for a move away. He got his way. Here he is in Sydney in the black and red, and on for Troisi, who's had a stellar game tonight. Mitch Duke's number is up as well. He'll be replaced by Kwame Yeboah and Tate Russell with fresh legs. Just letting Aquilina know what the setup will be with Tate Russell coming on and Abini going off. Looks like Russell will go to right back. They might just go back to the back 3 with wing backs again here, Western Sydney. Seeing it, Harps?
It's setting up that way at the moment. And let's see how the game changes at various times. There's a list of names to be able to drag off the bench to give a shot in the arm to your team.
Johan for Barbarousis, who tried to flick it through for Bobo, but Ziggy Gordon is going stride for stride with the Brazilian number 9. Midway through the second half, and the Wanderers still with their nose in front. Wilkinson this time. How does Steve Corica switch things up? He's watched his opposite number make a host of changes now, Andy. Which way would Steve Corica be going, do you think?
I think he'd be pretty comfortable with the way things are at the moment. He's got Trent Bahaja up his sleeve, noted speedster, which I'm sure will be a temptation at some point.
Well done, young man. Out of a tight spot and able to find Kamau, and Allen won the ball. Took plenty of Bruce as well. He's staying down. This should be play on. Sydney FC will tempt fate from the Wanderers fans, but Kamau's back to his feet now and just hurried Paulo Retre, so worked out nicely in the end for Western Sydney.
And when he needed to, he bounced back to his feet and put Paulo Retre off.
Wood, another attacking option for Sydney FC. And young Ivanovic have all been utilised this season by Steve Corica. Kevin Lafonda just trying to work out how he can burst out of hotel quarantine and save the day here in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, have to pull out his cape another day. And you're watching with interest. His team's look dangerous this half. Corica will just be patient for the time being. And Ivanovic, Bahaja, an extra bit of speed and freshness up front.
He's affording himself a sausage roll watching this one. On the bed back in the hotel room, there's a look at those subs available to the Sky Blues. Young Pavlicic is the backup goalkeeper again after recovering from that broken collarbone sustained in Qatar in the Champions League campaign. Bit of leftovers here. Barbarouses and Ziegler go chest to chest. Good with his banter, Sean Evans. Happy to mix it up with these superstar players. And here's why Carl Robinson kept one more substitution window and one more sub up his sleeve, because he's got an injury concern now in the form of Graham Dorrans wearing that armband tonight. Is it a forced change coming up with 20 minutes plus of game time to come?
Well, there have been a lot of stoppages throughout this game. I've been pretty happy for it to play out that way. He's gently asking Dorrans to make his way to the sideline.
Carl Robinson pointed to Taz Mudakudis and said, "I need you, mate." And that'll be another reshuffle. A player out of position potentially if Mudakudis comes on for Dorrans. Defending with 10 at the moment, Western Sydney. Missing a key cog in midfield. Dorrans trying to get back out there after the swig and the pickle juice or something of that variety. Rattray can turn. To Wilkinson around the corner from King. Kept his footing just. A little stumble may have cost him a bit of momentum here. And Ziggy Gordon scrapping. King trying hard. Gordon back to his feet.
Look at the Wanderers fans there in the front row of the closest seats, closest part of the stand. I love that effort from Ziggy Gordon. Epitomised his desperation tonight.
Kept on running Barbarouses, giving Gordon another assignment. In by King. Margush. Good confident claim and read.
Great work by both players, and each time Joel King thinks he's done enough to get away, there's a heel nipping away, swinging at the ball.
Yaboa. Was careful on that yellow card. Yaboa taking on all comers. Charged that down with the arm. Say Sydney FC. There's Tate Russell. And it's a corner.
That little hit back from the Wanderers. Sydney's attack and possession the last couple of efforts has looked a little bit pedestrian. The Wanderers look like they'd taken a bit of control of the game. And then dangerous when they spring forward. Nice burst that from Kwame Yaboa.
And Scotty McDonald pop up with a very handy goal on debut for his new club. Wearing those lucky sevens. Dorrans still going on, and McDonald picked it out, bounces it home. It is a dream debut. A big game player recruited by Carl Robinson, has come up with a goal just minutes after coming on, and it is 3-1 Western Sydney in the derby. Is it enough for 3 points?
Well, it's a goal 4 years in the making for Scott McDonald, who moved midweek from Brisbane and said this is the place he wanted to come originally. And his first touch as a Wanderer ends up in the back of the net, and it could well secure the 3 points on Derby Day.
The Rangers fans watching on back in the UK are saying, yep, he doesn't mind the derby stage, this guy. He doesn't mind the big occasion. The former Celtic superstar. And now Steve Corica goes to his bench with the margin back out to 2 goals. It's a team on the quick backup from the Big Blue midweek. A lot of energy went into that game. Now the change is made. Bahaja is on. He'll get his first touch here. Only by Natta.
They really need to turn up the heat, Sydney. And that goal, that third goal, came on the back of their last couple of attacks, which looked pretty sleepy. Have they got it in them to indeed turn up the temperature, increase the speed?
It's another stoppage. Caceres, the other to come on in that double change. Mark Bosnich, what do you make of the way the two managers have utilised their bench tonight?
Well, you have to say Carl Robinson's usage of the bench is not only understandable, but it's been really good. He's got everything pretty much spot on tonight. Stephen Corica, well, look, difficult situation for him because, as I keep saying, you know, in terms of football games, they're controlled in between 2 boxes. They're one inside the boxes, but the control of this game has been all Sydney's. So a very, very difficult, you could say, situation. They've got back to 2-1. They're still controlling the game. They're on top. And what does he do? So he had to react then, obviously, after that goal. It's so important, that goal. And as we speak right now, Brenton, it looks as though Western Sydney Wanderers are going to make their 5th and final sub.
Yep, Tasman Dakudis is ready. That'll be the end of the night for Bruce Kamau. He's been down a couple of times. Started the goal scoring tonight. He will play no further part. The Wanderers currently defending with 10 until they can make that change. Small little window here for Sydney FC. All hands on deck for the Wanderers. Setting up with 5. At the back. Reverse ball from Bratton by Aquilina, whose positioning has been outstanding tonight. Still going, Aquilina. And Yeboah will pick up the scraps. Time for that change. No more subs for Western Sydney, and there's no shortage of defenders to try and see out this one now.
And there's still time. And that goal from Scott McDonald gives good breathing space, but there's still time. Wanderers bench empty.
And Mudakudis into midfield. Not part of that defensive line, as he has been so often. Gets involved with a missed time challenge on McGowan, his opposite number, who's letting him know about it there. Bit of verbal between those two. 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Now, Bahaja, early ball, Ziggy Gordon again. It's a personal mission to keep Bobo at bay. Right now, Ziggy Gordon's nowhere near Bobo.
No, he's back to his best. Back to his best tonight. After a couple of disappointing weeks. The personal mission wasn't just to stop Bobo. The personal mission for Ziggy has been to redeem himself.
More work to do. Just eluded King and Ninkovic so far as getting a shot away was concerned. He lifts it in. It's Bacchus, one of those 5 subs used. Here's another one with fresh legs. Tate Russell in behind King. Checks back inside. Goes to Yeboah! Athletically kept out by Redmayne. What about the counter from Western Sydney?
It's been the danger all night. They've defended their box well. And they've blunted Sydney's energy. And then pang! Away they go. It's the battle of the South Coast. King chasing down Russell. And he squares it to Kwame Yeboah, who hits it beautifully. And Andrew Redmayne does well to palm that one away.
They will have faced off in junior competitions down there. Shell Harbour, Wollongong Way. Tate Russell v Joel King strutting their stuff on this stage. And Dorrans is taking the time to take a bit of strapping off just to wind the referee up and the Sydney FC fans. Delivers now. Chance in the middle here. And scooped out of there just in time by McGowan. Bahaja, can he keep it in? Don't think so.
A bit of a decent foot race as well, Bahaja v Russell. Bahaja couldn't control the ball and keep it in.
Poznan time for Western Sydney. They are arm in arm. Their fans, they'd love to turn around and see the back of the net bolting again, which has happened in A-League history, of course. Famously on a couple of occasions. That's quite the sight. There's a Shinji Ono shirt in there, is there? Brings back some memories.
And Patrick Wood being ready to come on for Luke Bratton, gentlemen.
The striker on for Sydney FC, who need 2 goals in a hurry. Tough watch so far tonight for those fans in sky blue. Success, all the silverware lifted, but no derby delight since 2018. There will be another derby, May 23, Sunday afternoon at the SCG. Just over 3 weeks' time. Get your tickets for that one. Lifted in, and Natta that time took up the assignment on Bobo. Ziegler's header couldn't get it over the top of Bratton, otherwise Yeboah would have been looking at an empty net with Redmayne committed a long way up the pitch. Passes in this part of the pitch right now, which the Wanderers won't mind. Setting up the back 5 and frustrating Sydney FC. McDonald out of the defensive unit after scoring his goal and restoring that 2-goal buffer. Here's Bahaja though, got the better of one, and Dorrans blocked him off. Penalty. Sean Evans talked it over with his assistant, and Trent Bahaja, the substitute, makes a difference, earns the spot kick.
Well, it's good endeavour from Trent Bahaja. Winning the ball, getting into the penalty area. Now does defenders have to make a decision? And it smacks a lot of the James Troisi penalty in the derby earlier in the season. If that's the guide stick, this one's not going to be overturned. VAR will be going through it at the moment. Is it a clear and obvious error from referee Sean Evans?
Chris Griffiths-Jones. Now the protocol is to ask, what did you see, Sean? And he's saying, I saw Dorrans deliberately step across Bahaja's line, but when he's walking this way, you're thinking the VAR is suggesting you come over and confirm it. Earlier in the season, as Andy Harper said, they just say this penalty stands, but VAR is saying he's gone shoulder to shoulder with Bahaja, and it shouldn't be a pen, presumably. That's the advice that he's giving. The more you see it, do you think it's a foul or not? Yes or no? I'm asking you, Andy.
The question is it a clear and obvious error from the referee? That's what it's got to come back to. Does Sean Evans think, yep, I've blown that totally, or does my instinct at live speed stay? That's the question.
Doesn't he step across the line of Bahaja?
He does step in.
Does that constitute a foul, or is that play on sometimes?
Well, it's oftentimes in penalties that'll be called a soft decision. But the benchmark occurred in this fixture early in the season with James Troisi and Milos Ninkovic. But to me, that's a secondary discussion, Speedy. We just want to keep coming back to VAR, which is clear and obvious error. Referee saw it, gave a penalty. Now, is he convinced that he got it wrong?
Yes, he is. No penalty. And Carl Robinson is delighted with this retraction. Oh, hang on a minute. What's he pointing to here, Sean Evans? He just waved it off, didn't he? He's got his hand signals all wrong. Patrick Ziegler's saying he waved it off, he cancelled it off, but Sean Evans said, no. I'm saying it's a penalty, I'm waving off the VAR. Work all that out. We've just wasted 2.5 minutes to confirm his own decision. So Bobo with the chance to set up the grandstand finish against Margoush. Bobo blazes it over. He's stuck on 49, and the Wanderers fans and the players and their coach say there's a little bit of justice for you.
Well, of course, they'll feel vindicated. Bahaja wins the day. Little change of gear, draws the contact from Dorrans. Referee says penalty. VAR says you better check it. He stews and stews and stews and says, no, I'm sticking with my decision. And I applaud him for that. But Bobo's removed the controversy. He could have gone to half a Bradman. And he sits on 49.
Adam Peacock, down to you.
Was eavesdropping the whole conversation Sean Evans had with Chris Griffiths-Jones. Chris Griffiths-Jones came over to check that it just wasn't the shoulder-to-shoulder motion, and Sean Evans was seeing contact with the leg, the direction that he blocked the line. After Bobo sent it over the crossbar, Carl Robinson pointed to the football gods. He was in agreement, so that was justice.
One over the top. McGowan wasn't sure where it was. Out of it in the end. Aquilina still fresh, looking sharp, and Bacchus steered at Redmayne. That would have sealed it for sure. Aquilina with another read. Put the body on Wood, the latest substitute. King. Bobo. Bush. Let it go. Goal kick. And he's slowing it down. How do you sum up this occasion that we've witnessed tonight, Andy?
Well, it's been a good, keenly contested derby. Sydney have had plenty of possession, haven't converted that into a lot of chances. The chances they've had, they haven't looked their normal potent self. Bush hasn't had saves to make. really. It seems as though they're going to get a fair bit of stoppage time to still get out of this, Sydney. The Wanderers have been very strong in certain facets of the game where they've really needed real improvement. They've certainly found that tonight.
And Harps, you're absolutely spot on. You saw Carl Robinson there. It looks as though there's going to be 7 minutes of additional time. 7 minutes.
That's what happens when you check spot kicks that you award, to reconfirm it and waste 2 or 3 minutes. At least we get that time back here tonight. Sometimes you don't. Lifted into a great area, and that's a penalty too, isn't it? Margush has absolutely wiped out Ryan Grant and never won the ball. So does VAR recommend a review for that one? Surely that's a foul, more so than Doran's on Bahaja, Harps.
Well, just looking at the ref now, who's not really making any sort of motion. He's certainly come in and cleaned him up. And the question was Ryan Grant stopped from getting to the ball? I guess that's what the match officials will be looking at.
And that 7 is being added to right now as Margush stays down and requires treatment. That was quite the clatter job. And Caceres just asking about whether that was a penalty, and Sean Evans says no, it's a coming together. That's what the referees say when they don't want to go for another controversial penalty. Just a coming together. And the ball out of the equation. Here's the other backup plan. But this was one of the moments that confused us all. Sean Evans comes back and says, no, I'm waving that off, it's cancelled. And Sydney FC go, what? You've got to give us the penalty. Ziegler starts clapping in the background, going, how good's this? Margush is clapping. We've seen the wave off. It's the universal signal for no penalty. Hang on. He's pointing to the spot again.
But Speedy, it's all part of the drama.
It is perplexing at times.
Well, he did add 7 minutes on. This has been another lengthy stoppage to get Margush back on his feet. Looking at his watch now, the referee, does he add more time on?
By definition, we should go to 98.5. Let's see. Caceres. Beautiful. Close control. And this is a feature of his game. Grant coming inside this time. King is pushed further up the pitch, outside of Ninkovic. Try with a poor pass. Want to back off Mutakutis. Brilliant scrapping by Bacchus. Referee in the road. You can let it go now, Sean. McDonald says we'll have the drop ball again. What's this? 5th drop ball of the night, perhaps?
Yeah, it's a great work from Bacchus there. Sydney were just about to wriggle clear and set their sights on the Wanderers' penalty area. Bacchus reached in strongly.
I'm giving that a new world record. 5 drop balls tonight. Credit to everyone involved. But here's the most important thing. The Wanderers join Western United on 28 points, and Sydney FC have played 20. Look at all the teams around them, they played less. So targeting that top 2 finish, targeting the Premier's plate, of course, is going to be that much harder now. After tonight, big chance here. Just delayed the pass, Bacchus, and broke Tate Russell's heart.
Yeah, poor decision from Bacchus. Poor decision. Russell was away. And the turnover invites another charge from Sydney. It's improbable from here for the Sky Blues, but it's not impossible.
Presenting. Caceres striding through. Brilliant run. Caceres tap in. He is to 50 A-League goals. the quickest man ever in Australian National League history to half a century. Congratulations, Bobo. But how big is the penalty miss now? It's back to 3-2.
And it's going to be a heck of a 3 minutes. And what about Anthony Caceres? When you see moments like that, it continues to reconfirm the sheer talent of this guy. He's fast as well. No one really ever talks about how fast he is across the ground. His close control, brilliant. Superb play from Caceres. And Bobo there to turn it in to make it 3-2. And set us fair for a barnstorming couple of minutes to seal this Sydney derby.
Well, hold on to your seats, everyone. It is not over. Just like Harp said, this is going to be a fantastic 3 minutes or so.
3.5, I reckon. And they're right on the front foot again. Caceres opening up the angle. Oh, what a goal, nearly! Wood on the follow-up, still alive, and pinballing around all over the place. Listen to the oohs and ahs around Bank West. They have seen a derby tonight that will live long in the memory, and Caceres nearly a worldie to snatch a point. Off the crossbar. It had Margush beaten. Bouncing ball again. McGowan. They go for the same ball, a couple of Wanderers. Wood lifts it in. Chance. Great defending. Tate Russell.
Brilliant. Cool. Tate Russell. Incredible. What pressure. What an effort that was from Caceres. When he's in this mood, he's truly incredible. We don't see it enough. That's his challenge. He's got superb technique. That would have brought the house down. Wow.
This is absolutely nail-biting. The tension down here on the benches is, you can't even put it into words.
Now he is on corner duty. Caceres. Margush comes and punches. There was some push and shove spotted already. Margush told to get back to his feet by McGowan. Time is ticking away from Sydney FC, and if you've tuned in, they have missed a spot kick. Bobo blazed over. How handy that would have been for Steve Corica and his side. He's got a timekeeper there, Robbie Stanton, saying we've got at least a minute and a half, maybe.
Exceptionally brave goalkeeping as well from Daniel Margush. Showed a lot of nerve to come for that ball. So important.
Now it's up to the referee's discretion. He told us 7 minutes minimum. Wilkinson surges it forward. It breaks for Bacchus. Clever idea, but McDonald knew he was offside. He didn't bend his run to chase it. Now he's scrapping. It's a famous night at Bank West. Scott McDonald on his debut with what proves the match winner. A 5-goal thriller to resurrect the Wanderers' finals hopes. Haven't been there since Popper left. And now they're right back in top 6 calculations. And Sydney FC have still not won a derby since 2018. Steve Corica has to get his troops going again, but Carl Robinson with a pressure-relieving result. Massive for Western Sydney in front of the RBB, who really found their voice tonight and were a massive factor. Full-time, Western Sydney 3, Sydney FC 2. Let's get down to Adam.
Thank you, Speedy. You're going to roam down here at Bankwest Stadium. Thomas Aquilina, well done, mate. Young player, didn't look out of place in that particular game. How did you feel about it all?